Okay, so here we are. Requirements, lifecycle management is the topic of the day. And of course, these study groups are made possible by Tampa Bay and Watermark Learning. So Tampa Bay for showing us the ropes and really mentoring us through this whole process and the preparation. And Watermark Learning for letting us use their questions, their exam questions. And so here's the schedule, just to remind everyone where we are. Knowledge area requirements, lifecycle management. And here are the ones that are following up. We are still planning a couple of supplementary sessions that are yet to be announced. But please stay tuned. We will announce those on our LinkedIn page. And of course, I'm promoting our local chapter. That's a bunch of us getting together in Makati. We mostly meet online, but every now and then we have get-togethers. And this is how you get in touch with us. So send an email or find our LinkedIn page by scanning this QR code. So we like to work with individuals and organizations alike. For individuals, we want to work with you to help you grow as a professional. And for organizations, of course, we want to help your business analysis practice develop further as a group. And here's our upcoming event. This is tomorrow. Tomorrow morning in Philippine time, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. using AI in your everyday work life. And by the way, there is going to be a part 2. It's not yet officially announced. The date and time will be August 27, around same time, 8 a.m. our time. But the registration link is not yet out. So we will be posting that on our LinkedIn. Stay tuned. So if the one tomorrow is how do you use AI as an individual, the one coming up on August 27 is transforming your organization with custom AI. So that should be very interesting. First, use it for yourself, and then use it to help your organization. And I will be your facilitator today. Of course, we're still joined by Thea. But I will be leading the discussion today. Anyway, so that's me, my LinkedIn picture. And yeah, I'm the president and founding member of this chapter. I've been doing this for 9 years, and I passed somehow. So I passed the exam somehow. All right, so let's get right into it. I am having a trouble logging in for some reason.
I'm logged in if you want me to share my screen.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Moved over so it's in front of me.
I will stop sharing my screen. Thank you. And I can't use the forgot password because it's a proxy email.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll probably reach out to fix that. Well, we have a bunch more joining us. Thank you. Thank you for joining. We are on session 4, requirements lifecycle management. This
Hey,
is
can you
actually
say-
this is actually the knowledge area that is scored lowest on. So we got to brush up a bit. All right, so question number 1, we're doing a drill of the knowledge area. Requirements lifecycle management. As a business analyst, you are managing and maintaining requirements and design information from inception to retirement. You just completed a set of requirements that have been verified to be of sufficient quality to be used as a reliable body of work for further specification and development. Which of the following would be your next logical task? Okay, so A, analyze potential value and recommend solution. B, define design options. C, approve requirements. D, accept requirements. Remember the knowledge area that we're in, requirements lifecycle management. All right, so for those of you just joining us, if this is the first time that you're joining one of our study group sessions, the way this works is we would like for you to participate by chatting or by going off mute and talking about your answer. So everyone is allowed to chat. That should be working for you now, and everyone should be allowed to talk as well.
I want to point out that it's asking for a task. There's only 5 tasks in this knowledge area. And not all of these are tasks in this knowledge area. So that's going to limit you to what you think the next task is going to be after the requirements have been verified.
Okay, so we have one answer from EJ, and he thinks it's letter C. Anyone else?
EJ, why do you think it's C?
Basing from what you have said, Thea, listing the 5 tasks within this knowledge area, only C matches that requirement, I mean the definitions. I'm going with C. Thank you.
That's good logic. Thank you. We need at least 2 answers that agree on an answer before we can continue, folks. Okay.
So Fate
Yeah.
also says C. All right, let's go.
And that is correct. Good job.
Okay, so next one. What is traceability considered an enabler of? A, better requirements management planning. B, improved stakeholder management. C, enhanced relationship management. D, faster and simpler impact analysis. So Fate says A, better requirements management planning. And Brian says D, faster and simpler impact analysis. That's interesting. Brian, why do you think it's D? And Michelle also thinks it's D.
Why do we think it's D, guys?
Just saw it from the Babok itself.
Sounds like a good reason.
Traceability does enable faster and simpler impact analysis. All right, good job. Next, requirements that represent an ongoing need must be maintained to ensure that they remain valid over time. Different stakeholders reference and use these requirements. Which of the following represents why testers would require maintained requirements? A, testers utilize maintained requirements when developing regression tests and conducting impact analysis for an enhancement. B, testers use maintained requirements to aid in test plan and test case creation. C, testers are likely to reference maintain requirements to confirm the current state. D, testers reference maintain requirements on a regular basis to ensure they are accurately reflecting stated needs. So Michelle says B, testers use maintained requirements to aid in test plan and test creation. Anyone else? It also says B.
Want to check it, Manu?
Yeah, sure. That's correct. Good job. Testers' primary responsibility is to develop the testing plan and create test cases. Good job. We have 0 wrong so far. Let's keep it up. Which of the following would dictate to a business analyst which stakeholders were involved in reviewing it and approving requirements? A stakeholder list with roles and responsibilities. B, sponsors, project manager, tester, business analyst, and business architect are all needed. C, sponsors, project manager, and quality assurance are all needed. D, whoever the sponsor has designated will sign off. So actually, who would dictate to a business analyst which stakeholders to involve? Oh, or which other? I guess A is like stakeholder list. All right. So in reviewing and approving requirements. So Fate says A.
Okay, we've got 2 A's. Let's check the answer.
That was Michelle. Yeah, that's right.
Good job, guys. Y'all are on a roll.
Yeah. All right. In her last job, Gail knew how everything worked. Her organization had formal and informal standards in place regarding how business analysis should be performed. But after leaving her last job, she just landed a senior business analyst job with ABC company. And to her surprise, there are no defined standards in place. Gail determines that she needs to define a requirements management lifecycle approach for the initiative she has been assigned to. Which requirements lifecycle processes should Gail define? This sounds like a very relatable situation. A, Gail should define processes for analyzing the current state and future state, assessing risks, and defining a change strategy. B, Gail should define processes for stakeholder engagement, business analysis governance, and information management. C, Gail should define processes for tracing, prioritizing, assessing changes to maintaining and approving requirements. D, Gail should define processes for preparing for elicitation, conducting elicitation, and managing stakeholder collaboration. So Michelle says it's C, tracing, prioritizing, assessing changes to maintaining and approving requirements. And so does Fate. I think we can check. That's right. Those are the tasks in requirements lifecycle management. All right, good job. All right, Stefan works at an IT shop in Vienna. He's in charge of identifying and managing risks associated with solution design, development, delivery, implementation, operation, and sustainment. What type of stakeholder is Stefan? A, domain SME, B, regulator, C, sponsor, D, project manager. EJ says D, project manager. Well, he even has his reference. Michelle says D, project manager as well. I think we're good at that. That's right. All right, Anna is holding workshops with stakeholders to evaluate the implications of proposed changes to requirements and designs. During these workshops, several issues and concerns are raised by the stakeholders. Anna is overwhelmed by many issues being raised, and she's wondering how to address all these stakeholders' concerns. What would be your advice to Anna? A, escalate to the project manager. B, to use the item tracking technique. C, to keep focused on the main agenda and advise the stakeholders the issues will be addressed in the next iteration. D, to use the issue log technique. So Fate says D, to use the issue log technique to address the issues being raised. Makes sense. And oh no, it says Fate for now. I think Michelle's D was her answer from earlier.
I think it was. Do we have a second answer?
Michelle says C, to keep focused on the main agenda and advise the stakeholders her issues will be addressed in the next iteration. I think we need a third one.
We need a tiebreaker. If someone can explain why they believe that's the correct answer, it would help the rest of us.
Okay, we have a tiebreaker, which is, oh no, we're
Oh, we've
tied
got
again.
two ties now. Okay, somebody tell us why you think it's C over D, or tell us why it's D over C.
Okay, we have a couple of late joiners. Welcome, Laika. Welcome, Xander.
Just for like my opinion, if you're gonna address all the issues right there and then, it might take long, and you might not be able to address or continue with the agenda. So better just to like acknowledge them and proceed maybe to for the next scheduled iteration.
Oh, so this is more based on experience than based on Babel. Just a word of caution to everyone. While your experience is definitely valuable, you want to learn how to answer these questions based on Babok. So this is talking about a situation that's covered in this knowledge area, and we want to answer like how it's stated in Babok to be able to pass this test. Okay, but she did give an explanation, so I guess let's try to go with her answer. And you were all wrong. So the right answer is item tracking technique. This is a tricky one because it says she's dealing with issues. So this technique is used to document and track issues or conflicts that surface during impact analysis. Items can be prioritized, thus making them more manageable. Is there an issue log technique?
There is not an
Don't
issue log
remember.
technique. It's
Oh, there you
item
go.
tracking technique.
There you go. A little bit tricky.
It is a little bit tricky. And this is what we would do. Maybe not tell it it's going to be in the next iteration. It's going to be in the next meeting. This is what we would do in real life. But using the item tracking technique, you could still talk about it in the next meeting. This way their concerns are still acknowledged, still recorded, but it's not something you're going to discuss in this meeting. This is how we learn, guys.
All right, yeah, but that's a first wrong answer, not bad. So next, which statement is the most true about approving requirements? A, approval may be obtained from individual stakeholders or as a group. B, approving stakeholders need to sign off on the requirements in writing. C, once approval is obtained, the details related to the approval are no longer needed and can be discarded. D, approval decisions need to be traced to the technical designs. Oh, we have an answer already? I know that's from the prior question. Yeah. All right. Go ahead, guys. So Victoria says B. You're only talking to the hosts and panelists, by the way. If you want everyone to see your answer, you should switch that over to everyone in your chat to toggle. So yeah, we need at least one more to either agree or maybe disagree. So Fate says it's A, approval may be obtained from individual stakeholders or as a group.
Can someone
So
explain your idea? Why it's better?
okay. Okay, it's overwhelmingly A, and EJ even has a 5.5.4.3 reference. I think we can go with A. So yes, stakeholders defined as a group or individual. The business analyst works closely with authorized stakeholders to maintain an understanding, agreement, and approval of requirements and designs. It may be required most of the time, or depending on your organization or how it works, to be in writing, but not all the time.
It depends
All right.
on your level of formality.
Right. And the nature of the change, and a lot of other things, I guess. Okay, so number 9, Gison. I don't know how you say this name. What kind of name is that? Gison. Gison works at an IT shop in Toronto. He uses maintained requirements when developing regression tests and conducting impact analysis for an enhancement. What type of stakeholders Gison? I'm sorry if you guys have a friend named Gison. A, operational support. B, implementation subject matter expert. C, domain subject matter expert. D, tester. Michelle thinks it's B, implementation subject matter expert. He develops regression tests and conducts impact analysis. And Liani says B as well. So 2 people agree. Unless anyone has a different answer, I think we can check. So that is correct. For the Babok, the implementation SME utilizes maintained requirements when developing regression tests and conducting impact analysis for an enhancement. I almost thought that was tested, to be honest. Good job, guys.
I know many testers that do develop regression tests, but according to the Babok, it's this implementation SME.
Yeah. I guess the impact analysis part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which of the following guidelines provides information on costs, timelines, and value realization, which are used to determine the priority of requirements? A, business constraints. B, change strategy. C, business objectives. D, domain knowledge. Kate says it's C. Liani says it's C. I hope I'm saying your name right. Business objectives. Provides information costs, timelines, value realization. That is wrong. It is the change strategy.
It's the definition out of the book.
How did we get a change strategy question in requirements lifecycle management, Sandra?
We would have to go to 5.3.5 to get that answer.
But the scope of this drill is requirements lifecycle management,
Which is chapter 5. So it's in there.
which is chapter 5. Okay.
That's what these numbers are. This is the chapter, this is the section, and this is the subsection.
I remember change strategy from strategy analysis.
It's in there a lot more, but it is touched on in this one.
Okay. All right.
Good question.
Keep that in mind. All right. Which type of stakeholder verifies that the prioritized requirements will deliver value from an organizational perspective? A, customer. B, project manager. C, sponsor. D, end user. So verifies delivery of value or realization of value. C, sponsor from Michelle. D, because of verifies, says Faith. So we need a tiebreaker. And while we're waiting for that tiebreaker, oh, EJ says end user with a reference. I think that's the one. Yeah, we can go ahead and check that. And that is incorrect. So the sponsor verifies that the prioritized requirements will deliver value from an organizational perspective. 5.3.7.
The end user ensures, the sponsor verifies.
This one is pretty close second.
It is really close.
And EJ just mentioned that change strategies under guidelines and tools in for the prioritized requirements task. Thanks, EJ. That is for the previous question.
Enrico, do you feel like this is a bad answer? Do you feel like this question doesn't have the right answer cited?
I checked the Babok and it does say that the organizational perspective falls under the sponsor, and for the end user is the end user perspective. So I might have not read through all the content under stakeholders for 3.7. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
is
Okay.
this is tricky. And this word verifies for sponsor and this word ensures for end user is the key.
Okay, when considering changes or additions to existing requirements, business analysts assess the impact of the proposed change. When doing so, they consider several aspects. Among them is the level of importance which drives necessity, such as regulator or safety issues, regulatory or safety issues. This would be an example of what type of analysis consideration. A, urgency, B, schedule, C, benefit, D, impact. So for Michelle, it's A, urgency. Kate says it's D because of regulatory or safety. Okay, I think we can go with D since there is a justification. And which happened to be incorrect. So A is correct. This is the impact described in the scenario 5.4.4.2. And D is incorrect. This is the number of customers or business processes affected if the change is accepted. So that's what impact is. Impact is the number of customers or business processes affected.
Correct. If we have to get it wrong, we want to get it wrong now where we can talk about it and learn from it. So let's just go.
Which of the following criteria are the basis of prioritization of requirements? A, risk, benefit, cost dependencies. B, risk, baseline, cost dependencies. C, risk, benefit, constraint dependencies. D, issues, benefit, cost dependencies. Basis for prioritization of requirements.
Can you eliminate any of these? For instance, is baseline one?
I don't think so. I don't think baseline is. So
If-
EJ says it's A and Fate says it's A because of cost over constraints. I think she was looking at A and C and then said cost is one, not constraint. So
Got 2 A's. That is correct.
that's right.
Risk, benefit, cost, and dependencies are the criteria for the basis of prioritization.
Good job. Megan is the business analyst for an organization and she's coaching Lindsay, a new business analyst, on the importance of identifying and recording key dependencies between requirements. Which one of the following is a primary reason why key dependencies would be identified and recorded? A, to help achieve efficiency by implementing related requirements at the same time. B, to determine who owns requirement in the project lifecycle. C, to identify the relative risk of each requirement. D, to identify the benefit of each requirement. So what's the primary reason? And that's from the previous question. We don't have any answers for this yet. A, because of efficiency, says Faith. And Michelle also says A. And so does Victoria D. Yes. Identifying and documenting dependencies assists the business analyst in sequencing project work activities to design and deploy the capabilities found in the requirements. It also assists the business analyst in correctly allocating requirements to solution components. It's an even longer explanation than the question. Good job.
And notice this is both chapters 5 and 7.
Which stakeholders participate in prioritizing requirements? A, customer, implementation SME, and user sponsor, regulator, project manager, domain SME. B, customer, implementation SME, and user, project manager, supplier, regulator, sponsor. C, implementation SME, and user, domain SME, tester, sponsor, regulator, project manager. D, customer, implementation SME, and user, domain SME, operational support, regulator, project manager. So in prioritizing requirements, who's involved?
Have y'all ever seen supplier as a stakeholder? If it's not a stakeholder in the BABOK, this is not a valid answer. So that eliminates that answer from your selection.
Michelle says it's A. EJ says domain SME is not also at 5.3.7. And then Fate says A because of customer. So EJ, what's your answer if you don't think it's A? Victoria Lee says it's C. Which also has domain SME, by the way. It sounds like A is the majority answer at this point. So that is correct. Although domain SME is not listed in the BABOK, it is listed in the BABOK errata document as a correction to the list of stakeholders.
So the BABOK errata document is on the IIBA.org website, and it is corrections to the BABOK as it was published. So it has a few things that are different. It's a good idea to go out and become familiar with it, but don't make yourself crazy.
Okay. All right. What tool or system can provide significant benefits when there is a need to trace a large number of requirements, and that may be too unwieldy with a manual approach? A, traceability and relationship management system. B, traceability management system. C, requirements management tool. D, change management traceability system. So I think everyone here would probably be used this tool in your day-to-day lives. So we have a couple of B's, traceability management system. And one C, okay. Incorrect, it's the requirements management tool. So a requirements management tool can provide a system for managing a large number of requirements. It can also act as a repository for all requirements.
Good job, Brian.
As business analyst on an initiative, you are documenting relationships that exist between requirements. While traceability is valuable, you balance a number of relationship types with the benefit gained by representing them. Which stakeholder would be required to approve these relationships? So balancing the number of relationship types with the benefit, I guess, because if you have too many, it becomes too costly to. Fate says the project manager.
You've got
Victoria
2D.
Lee says D. Yeah. That is incorrect. The sponsor is required to approve the various relationships in the trace requirements task.
The project manager
5.1.7.
does ensure, but it's the sponsor to approve.
It's pretty close. When considering changes or additions to existing requirements, business analysts assess the impact of the proposed change by considering several aspects, among them being what will be gained by accepting the change. What aspect is this? A, schedule, B, benefit, C, impact, and D, urgency. What will be gained if you accept the change? This one feels like a giveaway.
Does, doesn't it? We can take some of those.
So there you go. B. All right,
Very
good
good.
job. Traceability is best described by which of the following features and benefits? A, traceability requirements supplement business requirements and functional requirements. B, traceability assists in managing accountability for requirements by stakeholders by assessing how well the requirements map to business needs. C, traceability assists in managing changes to the requirements and will occur after requirements are baseline. Oh, excuse me. D, traceability metrics are used by the change management board to approve or deny requests for change. One of the clues that come up here is the weird sounding terms that aren't really in the BABOK. So we have a couple of answers. Michelle says C and Victoria Lee says B.
Does anyone want to
Anyone
tell
else?
why you like that answer best?
I went for the managing changes. That's why I answered C.
Okay. Fate says it's B, breaking the tie because of managing accountability. Okay, and it turns out Michelle was correct. Part of the bidirectional definition of traceability, it is one of the benefits of tracing requirements. Traceability is used to help ensure that the solution conforms to requirements and to assist in scope, change, risk, time, cost, and communication management. So Why is B incorrect? Traceability refers to requirements, not to business analysis or particular stakeholders. All right. Which of the following is not a consideration in maintaining requirements? A, maintain traceability, B, maintain attributes, C, reusing requirements, or D, maintain requirements. So EJ says it's A, 5.2.4, ready with a reference. EJ, if you're not open book, this is very impressive. Fate says A.
Okay, we've got 2 A's. Let's go. There is no such element making this the not.
Yeah, everything. EJ says open book. Appreciate the honesty. Okay, which of the following statements best describes a potential difficulty in prioritizing requirements? A, the project manager isn't fully involved in the project. B, unknown project risks. C, stakeholders may have difficulty in making any of their requirements a nice to have. D, stakeholders use rock, paper, scissors to make a decision.
Remember, we want the answer the Babcock tells us it should be, not what we think it should be.
Fate says it's C, stakeholders may have difficulty in making any of their requirements a nice to have. And overwhelming C. Kind of relatable, to be honest. That is correct. So it's hard when everything is like high priority.
I've been in a meeting with 12 executives that wanted every single thing to be equally the same priority.
XYZ is a new organization that uses agile methodology. The organization is looking for a best solution for tracing its large number of requirements that are considered unmanageable with manual approaches. Anna, a new hire, is responsible for ensuring the solution being developed meets the business need and brings awareness of dependencies between solution components during implementation. What type of stakeholder is Anna? A, domain SME, B, operational support, C, implementation SME, or D, sponsor. Fate says C, implementation SME. EJ also says C, and of course has the reference, and so does JC.
I want to point
That's
out
right.
that they throw stuff in here like this. Anna is a new hire that doesn't help us at all, doesn't give us any information that we need to know.
What is the key purpose of maintaining requirements? A, to ensure organizational assets are updated and managed. B, to help ensure testing is performed effectively and requirements are traced to test cases. C, to manage requirements throughout the requirements lifecycle and enable reuse of those requirements in other solutions. D, to build a database of requirements that will ensure requirements are not missed in development. So why do we maintain requirements? Michelle says C, to manage through the requirements lifecycle and enable reuse in other solutions.
We are
And so does
overwhelming
Leanne.
C.
Yeah.
So this is the purpose of the task, maintaining requirements. Good job, guys.
Annika is a BA who is getting pressure from her management about obtaining the approval for her solution requirements. The business requirements have been signed off on and the solution has been chosen. Annika met with her director to educate him on why it is inappropriate at this time to review the solution since she has not finished her technical requirement specification. Once she has the document completed, she will review it with the management team. What approach should Annika preferably take? A, create a presentation of the high-level functionality delivered by the solution and present to stakeholders for approval. B, inform her manager of the pressure she is receiving so that they can adjust any potential issues. C, inform her project manager of the situation so that they can adjust any potential issues together. D, explain why her approach is the correct one and to ask for patience.
According to the Babok.
So EJ and Fate both say A because of stakeholder approval.
Let's check it.
That is correct. Understanding your stakeholder needs is important when putting together requirements packages. Annika's management has a specific need that she can meet and she already has the information. All she has to do is put together the level of information appropriately for her intended audience.
Good.
Larry and Janice are enterprise analysts who have been assigned to a multi-million-dollar system integration project that will merge a newly purchased company system functionality into the current company platform. Because there are two more mergers planned for the near future, Larry and Janice's manager has asked them to identify and document which requirements could be reused for future mergers and acquisitions. What technique might Janice use for this task? A, problem identification, process modeling, and data flow diagrams. B, business rules analysis, data modeling, and workshops. C, document analysis, user stories, and use cases and scenarios. D, functional decomposition, user stories, and structured walkthroughs. So what technique? Which techniques rather? Multiple techniques. This is a pretty tough one actually because it digs into techniques a lot. Michelle says A. problem identification, process modeling, and data flow diagrams.
Okay, we've
So
got
which are the techniques? Yeah, 2A's. Can check that out. That is incorrect. So there's no technique called problem identification. All right. It is called problem tracking, rather, which is used to manage requirements, issues, and scope, but not to reuse requirements. So it's actually the wrong technique for the task, and they made up a technique. So C is correct. Document analysis can be used to analyze existing documentation about an enterprise that can serve as a basis for maintaining and reusing requirements. User stories are used to identify requirements related to the stories that can be reused, and use cases and scenarios can be used to identify solution components that may be used in multiple solutions. Okay. So I think that was the last question in the drill. 8 wrong. Not quite there. Right? That would not cut it. That's probably what I got in the actual test for this knowledge area. That's a good thing I did better in the other knowledge areas.
You have to pass all of the knowledge areas to pass the test. So do we want to repeat this next week, or do we want to go into the next chapter?
Okay. What do you guys think?
We're pretty close. We're not really far off. If we had a 40%, I would say let's definitely repeat it. But you need to be aiming for at least 75% to pass a knowledge area.
Can we are we able to export the incorrect ones, or like have a
I believe so. Let's view this exam's questions. We want wrong. We want the. You just want the wrong answers. So yeah, we can just see the wrong answers. Do you want screenshots of the wrong answers? You know, if this was one individual taking this, showing the wrong answers for that one individual would be beneficial. But because it's a group of people taking this, not everyone chose the right answers whenever we did get right answers. We can do this. We could show all explanations and do a screenshot of every single question and send it. I can send those to you, Manu. And then you could share those with everyone. Would that work?
yes, that would work. That'd be very
Okay.
helpful.
Okay, and if we do that, we can go on to the next chapter next week. Does everyone agree?
It looks like EJ and Faith both agree. And remember, I was telling you guys that we were planning on doing like extra sessions that would just like be supplementary. So Brian is organizing that. Let's just take a note to focus on requirements lifecycle management.
Okay. Okay, Manu, I will screenshot these. I'll drop them into a Word document so you have one question per page. I'll email that to you, and then you can email it out to the group. Would that work?
Yes, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'll do this by the end of my business day, which will be tomorrow morning for you.
Awesome. And that is the end of our session. Thank you everyone for joining. Don't be discouraged by the low score. It's a lot of learning happening. And we'll see you in the next one.
Right. Thank you all. Oh,
Thank
guys,
you,
vote
Daya.
for your
Oh,
IIBA
yes.
Volunteer of the Year. those are due by the end of this month. We only have another week. So if you're going to do it, get it done.
Oh yeah, I'll send out that there's a survey form. I'll send that out together with the answers, with the incorrect answers.
Yeah, with all the answers. It's all the answers.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you all.
Have a good one, Thea. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.